someone's asking, what's our opinion about antibiotics and medicine? From the simple things such as a headache to the more serious ones. It depends on the situation. I don't believe you should take anything for a headache ever. There's no need for that. There's always a reason you have that headache to begin with, and I don't think removing the symptom will help you in any way. But there are certain situations where you might have to take antibiotics. For example, if you're close to dying because you have an infection that your body can't handle, which is possible, then I would consider using antibiotics. But in most cases, it's definitely not needed.
Let's just say we could divide it into two categories. There's emergency care, and then there's healthy living or lack of health. Mm-hmm. And when it comes to health, your body is a health machine. Like, health equals what the body does. The body is always seeking health, always optimizing, always healing, always going towards balance, going towards health. So if you got a headache, you caused that headache, and the only solution is to rest and let your body just deal with the situation, and avoid causing the headache again in the future. You know, maybe you're super dehydrated, walked out in the sun for a long time, or maybe you ate something really, unhealthy, or maybe you breathed some really terrible air. Could be endless reasons why. Didn't sleep enough. When it comes to emergency care, though, like you said, definitely there's a room for medicines, and if it's a life and death situation, there are certain times where certain treatments might help, but it's not because they're actually making you healthier. They're making you sicker, but they're taking care of one particular aspect maybe that might kill you otherwise, like for example with the infection. By taking antibiotics, you are also making yourself more unhealthy essentially, but at least you're taking care of that invasion of some kind of bacteria that would otherwise kill you.
Yeah.
But whether or not it would otherwise kill you, though, that's a kind of fine line. Who knows? Sometimes the medical establishments tend to be really pushy with drugs, whereas in reality you don't really need it at all.
Mm-hmm. I had the flu once here in Thailand last year, and I went to the hospital, and they said that I should take the flu medicine, but actually there's no evidence supporting that this flu medicine actually works.
It says so in the manual or whatever they call it.
Tamiflu instruction.
Yeah, in the instructions for the Tamiflu medicine, it says no proven record, or there's no studies show that it's actually effective. But they're always trying to push it, take it.
Yeah. As well as painkillers and the stuff you take to take your fever down, but actually your fever is there to heal you. So I just didn't take anything, and after a week I was pretty much good.
In the end, you gotta realize that the body does the healing, but if you're unsure, and if you're in a dire situation and the doctor's is really recommending this medicine or whatever, talk to the doctor, try to understand where it's coming from, why is it good to take this medicine, what will happen if I don't take this medicine, ask these kind of questions, because of course there is instances of people dying from taking the medicine. It's not actually medicine, it's poison, but it might deal with specific symptoms. I can't really tell you what to do. You gotta figure that out for yourself. Just be intelligent, educated, ask questions, and be a little bit skeptical maybe.
But don't take any risks ever.
No.
It's not worth it.
Michelle Duncan asks, relationships, maintaining, disconnecting, or creating relationships with people who eat meat when you're no longer living that lifestyle. It's kind of like the other question we had. I avoid eating functions where consumption of meat and desserts will happen. Also, would you ever marry someone that ate meat? Alright, so that's a good question. Two questions there. Let's tackle the first one first. Similar to what I said earlier, I don't discriminate. I do not care if someone eats meat, actually. I don't find it appetizing. I find it kind of disgusting to look at. When I see someone eating meat off a bone, it sort of disgusts me. But I don't have to look at them eating, the meat. I can look at my own fruit. I love, barbecues is a type of gathering that a lot of people are doing in the West. In Norway, summer, everyone's barbecuing. And to be honest, when I smell the barbecue, the smell of burning flesh, it gives me a good feeling. You know why? Because I grew up barbecuing and it was a social event and it was loaded with lots of good feelings and serotonin and these good hormones that make us feel good because we're together with our family and friends and we're eating tasty food.
And I believe that happens to everyone who has experienced this, unless they have another experience that somehow cancels out the other one.
Yeah, it's a matter of brain chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
If you had a good experience, you will associate good things with that smell or with that sort of scenario. So I just embraced that. At first I was against it, but then I was just like, no, I'm just gonna embrace that. Barbecues are awesome. I just don't even think about the fact that animals are being burned on the grill because I know it's being done out of ignorance. So I wish it wasn't like that. I wish we could get together and just have a big fruit party. That would be super duper awesome. But that's not the case. People eat meat, and these people that are eating meat, they're my family. They're my friends. They're my uncles and aunts. They're my cousins. They're my best friends from college or whatever. These people, I'm not gonna just turn my back on them because they haven't realized what I've realized in terms of diet. So yeah, like you said earlier, inclusive rather than exclusive. Don't be an exclusive vegan.
It's just no one likes those people.
No one likes those people. But of course, if you want to be an exclusive vegan and you want to turn your back on all your friends and family and you're totally happy about just being with that one or two friends that's vegan, suit yourself, that's fine. I'm not saying do this or do not do this. I'm just saying what I'm doing and what we are sort of talking about and what our experience is.
Mm-hmm. So in terms of falling in love or marrying someone who ate meat, difficult question, because when you fall in love and you can't do anything about it. If I would fall in love with someone who ate meat, I don't know, maybe it wouldn't happen because I would just naturally be not liking the idea of meat in their system. But if it happened, I wouldn't resist it, I think.
Just got to go with the flow. Life is unpredictable, and there's no brain chemistry. Falling in love and marrying someone and having a deep friendship with someone. I have deep friendships with people that eat meat. We some vegans, they sort of make this meat thing such a crazy thing where it's like, as we just talked about, exclusive, inclusive. Like, don't let that limit your life so much that you cannot be friends with or be together with people who eat meat. That being said though, meat eaters are per definition disgusting. They do smell bad. Their poop smells incredibly bad. They are dirtier on their inside and hence on the outside as well. They are usually not as beautiful. It's just an objective thing. It's true. If you're eating a crappy diet, if you're consuming dead, rotting animal flesh and it's rotting inside you, it's gonna affect how you look. It's gonna affect how you smell. It's gonna affect the taste of kissing someone who's really sick. It's not maybe the best. So chances are that we wouldn't. I don't know. I think I probably would be at one point repulsed by a person that eats meat if I'm going to be that intimate with someone. Fruitarians, on the other hand, clean. That's appealing to me. Someone who's clean, someone who's just human, not a cemetery, a walking cemetery. So, would I ever marry someone who eats meat? Who knows? Maybe I'll eat meat one day. Anything can happen. I don't think so. I do not think so. I hope not, because I'm really ethically invested in this idea of not killing animals for no reason, because we don't need to eat them. But I like to just stay open. Always stay open. Just don't sweat the small stuff. Stay open. Go with the flow. Be inclusive rather than exclusive. I guess that's the key of this talk today. That's what this talk is about today, this Q&A.
Yeah.
Summing it all up, it's all about being inclusive. and just don't limit yourself to just looking at people's diet and judging them on their diet, because you know they might be great people even though they do eat meat, and some vegans, strictly vegan, fruitarian, they might be really bad people. I've met vegans that I really dislike, many vegans I dislike, many fruit eaters that I do not like, and I've met many meat eaters that I really dig. Okay?
Yeah. Anyway, that was all the questions for today. We're going to continue enjoying our day here, working on YouTube.
Yeah. So I would like to ask you to send in your questions here. Keep it at one sentence. Try that, okay? If you keep it at one sentence, we can get lots of questions, and we can just go through lots of questions in one video, and we can do like 30 seconds on each question type of Q&A. That would be fun to try. Just like, what do you call it? Like rapid fire or something like that?
Something like that.
Quick questions.
Speed Q&A.
Yeah, speed Q&A. So post lots of questions down below. Whatever you want to know about us, about health, about fruit, anything. And keep it at one sentence.
And one question.
Yeah, one question.
So that is all for today. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, and we'll see you around.